When you work for others, you are at their mercy. They own your work. They own you. Your creative spirit is squashed. What keeps you in such positions is a fear of having to sink or swim on your own. Instead, you should have a greater fear of what will happen to you if you remain dependent on others for power. Your goal in every maneuver in life must be ownership. Work in the corner for yourself. When it's yours to lose. You're more motivated, more creative, more alive. The ultimate power in life is to be completely self-reliant, completely yourself.
The most expensive thing we spend is time. Because we can't get it back. Before I had money, when I'm poor, when I'm in the middle, when I'm rich, regardless, I've been on each one of those portions of the journey. Right. I had fun. When we didn't have no money, we had fun. It was fun.
It shifted. It's either when you get hurt that bad, either your fear consumes you or you become a bit insensitive. And you start to approach the problem instead of run from it. You know, my grandfather told me, you don't get as far as the motherfucker you talk to for no reason. You'll be successful as the motherfucker that you talk to for no reason. What I mean is, if you spending your day talking to a nigga that ain't got nothing going on, what the kind of information can he offer you? Can he help you learn something? Can he teach you something in the conversation?
When losing's not an option, then you gotta do everything possible to win. And I don't understand how they become complacent and feel like, oh, it's okay. You know, you get people that deal with things by not actually dealing with them.
You ever seen a rich nigga want to start the fight? When doing well off, don't start the fight. He there, he's having a good time. He's partying, they got bottles. Right? The nigga start the fight is not doing his work. Only just three niggas, here's the picture. You got rich niggas, you got tough niggas, and niggas that easily become collateral damage.
Do you want to feel like you're afraid all the time? Or do you start to become the aggressor? And you start saying, you know what? You ain't gotta find me because I'm looking for you. And then it changes everything. Because at that point, I'm the person looking for you. Now, you don't give me all the controls because I got the buttons. I could just push them. Everyone is not actually going to be prepared to take the time to actually utilize the information that's given to them. If you pay attention and you actually keep whatever information is coming in front of you, that you choose what's valuable. But the things that you do hear that are valuable, if you make it your business to keep it, even if you have to write it down, so you have to say it to yourself or whatever, and you just keep, the person says something and you go, what did you just say? Almost like put it on my phone and hold on to it until it becomes a part of you in the way you actually would express yourself at different points. And then you develop a more advanced presentation, and I got that from Robert.
They don't care about me. Is it okay for me not to care about people that don't care about me? It would be entertaining for them to see me in crisis. Why would you care about a person who would like to see you under the worst circumstances you could be in?
I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it, you know, regardless of how people felt at that time. And what it does is it makes you feel like, well, it made me feel like there's gonna be points that people are gonna mistake my confidence for arrogance. They don't understand the process I went through and how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen.
I never ran from anything because I didn't have nobody to go to. I've always had that, where I'm going. Home to get me? Ain't nobody there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always been in a situation where I'm forced to deal with it myself, so.
The most expensive thing we spend is time. Because we can't get it back. Before I had money, when I'm poor, when I'm in the middle, when I'm rich, regardless, I've been on each one of those portions of the journey. I had fun.
At each place?
When we didn't have no money, we had fun. It was fun.
Almost 90% of the time, I'm communicating with people who've achieved a higher level of education than me, right? They're college graduates. So if the information that you needed in the business classes were, if everything you needed was in the book, then the teacher would be too successful to teach the class.
Find something to fall in love with, something to be passionate about, right? And then because you enjoy it so much, you'll be able to do it so much that you become so good that everybody's gonna love and appreciate you.
I think depression is a luxury. Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You gotta pay the bill, right? So you gotta go to work. You gotta get up, you gotta go do what you gotta do. They got people right now that's at work don't feel like being there. But they got responsibilities, so they feel uncomfortable while they're working, while they're doing what they gotta do.
I grew older. The one thing that becomes clearer to me each and every day
is that I don't owe anyone a thing, and neither do you. I've seen a lot of people pollute their potential after sipping from the well of entitlement. This is certainly true of many of the people I've been associated with over the years, even my own son. What they need to understand is that you should never feel like the world owes you anything. It doesn't. You must accept that it's all on you. That might seem like a very cynical way to view the world, but I would argue that it's actually liberating. You can only feel betrayal when you feel like you're owed something from someone. You can only feel resentment when you had expectations for assistance. When you accept that it's all on you, only then can you finally be free to focus 100% on being the best version of yourself.
Either I'm going to get rich or I'm going to die in the process. I'm going to do what I want to do. And then if I die in the process, I was doing what I wanted to do. Get rich or die trying.
I don't try to patch relationships. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because when they fall apart and you have no idea, like, what was the motivation, it says that you don't have to be involved for it to fall apart again. I think the things you go through make you who you are. So I don't regret those things. I don't regret them because I don't think I'd be who I am today if I wasn't exposed to those situations. If you ask me, would I, those are unfortunate situations that I've had to experience. And if I had a choice, I would have definitely went in a different direction. I might have wanted to go to school for business instead of having to go through this portion of my life. No matter what group of people, whether it's your actual blood relatives or people that you've developed relationships over time that created value. There's points where some of them develop a sense of entitlement, and it can't be met. They get blinded by what you've done and they're consistently saying, look what you have, versus acknowledging what you've already done.
I come from hustling, like that's what it was about. There was no financial motivation connected to it. It wasn't involved. Like, now the things that they're doing is a little different. Like the little homies tell you, well, you ain't got no bodies.
I think the only thing that separates people is passion. And having the ability to focus on something, or to work on it, will allow you to work hard enough to be good enough at it. That's the Kobe Bryant, bro. He outworked those people. A lot of people in the league perform according to their paycheck. They ain't getting that money, let them do it. And that's what separates him and makes him special to us in a different way, even after he's gone.
It never happens on your time, like when you think you're ready, like it's supposed to happen. It always happens when it's supposed to happen. Because the period that you feel ready and people are not acknowledging the material the way you feel like they should because it's good, it's the time that you actually develop skin thick enough to survive when it does work.
If you spend your day talking to a nigga that ain't got nothing going on, what the kind of information can he offer you? Can he help you learn something? Can he teach you something in the conversation?
I wanted to bring everybody with me. So not be someone new, be a better version of what I already was, but like you want to do the same things. They want to shoot dice, we'll have the same argument. They want to do the same thing that we did that. You know what I mean? It's just circumstances, it puts you back under the same circumstances when you already moved to a different level. Like,
I don't mind losing. I just like to lose at my expense. Let it be my fault. If I'm losing based on someone else's decision to do it, I'm furious about it. I was afraid and I was uncomfortable with being afraid. It's either when you get hurt that bad, either your fear consumes you or you'll become a bit insensitive and you'll start to approach the problem instead of run from it.
I try not to surround myself with people that I have to be defensive around. You know, and that is a defense mechanism. Like, anger is a more comfortable feeling to deal with than having your feelings be hurt, or a person did something, you being disappointed in the decision to do certain things. Like, you know, like some of these guys, they're gonna roll with anybody that will embrace them. Anybody that'll just be in every circle, period. And I'm like, I'm not really comfortable with that. Like, imagine if you say, yo, my man is over here, Charlamagne over here at the West End, I'm gonna go pull up on him. And you go over there and then you run right into somebody who got a problem with you. And you all off balance because you was just going, you went prepared to see Charlamagne, not prepared to run into these people. And then you have problems. That's why I don't usually communicate or associate. If a person's on the gate, I kind of put them on the other side. So I don't leave myself vulnerable to that.
You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it. You know, regardless of how people felt at that time. And what it does is it makes you feel like, well, it made me feel like there's going to be points that people are going to mistake my confidence for arrogance, because I've had to, they don't understand the process I went through and how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen. I feel like you can will yourself into a good space. Things that are meant to happen will. And if you believe in yourself enough, you can help yourself learn. You can inspire yourself in different ways where you can actually discipline yourself, to the point that you can become good enough.